Hello, everybody, and welcome to Roll20 Presents Dungeons & Dragons' Ghosts of Saltmarsh, the final enemy. Welcome. Hello. How is everybody doing? Are we excited to get back into Pirate Town? Actually, there's no pirates. There's no pirates at all whatsoever, which is great. I'm very thankful for the lack of pirates, but there are...
It's like a fishing place more than a pirate place.
Yeah, it's a lot more sea captain from The Simpsons.
It's more Innsmouth than Booty Bay, okay?
It's just disappointing now. Why are we even here?
Yeah, you're a pirates or GTFO type situation.
Right?
Okay.
I'm here for the Merkelites, not the pirates, so I don't know what y'all
But you're the one that is a pirate.
Exactly. You're dressed as it's Makaria, aka the Black Cur.
No, I'm not dressed as a pirate anymore. I put my regular outfit on.
I really like that Makaria is here for the Merkelites, and there's only 3 left.
Pretty soon there'll be 2 left.
See, that's the issue that's the issue with Merkelites, is that they don't last very long because they worship death.
Yeah.
Actually, Adam and I were talking about this, and we worship the death but not the dead. And I guess, like, Merkel technically isn't even the god of the undead either.
Merkel's portfolio right now is
Okay.
razor thin.
It's just the process of dying.
Yes,
Yeah.
the act of dying.
Not
Not murder. Not murder,
Like,
not killing, because those belong to someone else. It's it's dying that is.
Yeah, she likes
death.
to watch Jewel die and then bring her back so she can watch her die again.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not even murder.
No, it's not murder.
Murder.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
No. Also, old age. Merkel could have an old folks home. Decay.
Yeah.
Autumn, I think.
Yeah.
Merkel.
I think Merkel got Decay back from Moander after Moander died. So, yeah, specifically not murder, just very thin, super niche worship. Yeah.
And there's not really a god of undeath, but there is a demigod of necromancy. So
Isn't
Velsharoon?
What about Vecna?
Vecna is not a god in the Forgotten Realms.
No,
Vecna is not invited to this party.
Okay, all right, fine.
Yeah, it's the same as Orcus, right? Orcus is like the demon prince of the undead, and he is a god, kind of. Like, he can give you cleric spells, but 5e doesn't differentiate between power of gods like they used to. Like, in 2e, if you worship a demigod, you would never get higher than 3rd level cleric spells. You just cap out. Like, literally, someone else could be like, my god is better than your god because I can cast 4th level spells. Really makes religious debate a lot easier when you can, like, clearly prove.
Vecna's never invited. Oh.
Yeah, Vecna's not invited to this party. You must have 2 hands to join this party. 2 hands and 2 eyes.
I mean, technically he has 2 hands and 2 eyes. They're just not with him at all times.
It's not attached to him at all times.
Please keep your hands and arms attached to the rest of your body for the duration of this.
Feel the party.
Forgotten Realms God tier list. Let's see it.
Oh, yeah, totally. Right. The S tier gods and like, yeah. I mean, Merkel is very low. Merkel's a niche pick.
He's like
I really
D
don't.
tier.
Yeah, I don't think Merkel's.
Not quite F tier, but like.
I understand.
He hasn't been part of the meta for so long.
Yeah.
That's true. They nerfed him and then never brought him back. They gave all of his cool abilities to Kellamvor. I mean, yeah, I think we talked about this briefly because religion is so important in the Forgotten Realms. I feel like most people casually just end up in worshiping Shantea or Timora. I think they get all of the default
the casuals.
Worship,
yeah.
Right?
Timora especially, because like who doesn't need luck? Am I right?
Right, exactly. Like Timora is that's all she is. She's the goddess of good luck, and I think she's just powerful because that's such a ubiquitous concept that like everybody needs a little bit of luck now and then, even bad guys. Yeah. And then Shantea, I think, defaults just because Shantea is the goddess of agriculture, and so like you like food, right? Shantea.
Do you like to eat?
Yeah, you like eating?
Shantea.
Yeah. So I think everybody below, those are the S tier, and then everybody's under that for sure.
I was thinking about.
Okay, what about Ao the Overgod though?
Ao doesn't have worshippers. You can't worship him. Doesn't count.
But wouldn't he automatically be like?
No, because he doesn't give you any powers. You can't play as him. He's not invited to the party either.
Yeah, you can't.
He's the guy who owns the house the party is at, and he's never around. He's just like he's the developers of the game. Yeah.
I was reading the book, and Mistra died. Is she still dead?
I think I don't want to tell you because there's a spoiler for the book that you're reading right now.
Don't spoil.
I don't
me
want to
for
talk to you about the nature of
stupid
Mistra.
fucking
I will
book.
say this: I'm pretty sure whatever her deal is, she had sex with Elminster.
That's for sure.
I'm almost certain.
That is a definite fact.
That's a given.
100%.
Yeah.
Also, Ubtao.
Ubtao is top tier A+ god.
A+ god.
Yeah, because all the other gods care about their worshippers, and Ubtao's like, nah, fuck
it.
you. I don't need them. Yeah, I like it. Dave, you were going to mention something there before we got all caught up.
Yeah. If I worshipped a god, if 8 worshipped a god,
Yeah.
from Eberron, would they still be able to cast cleric spells in the Forgotten Realms? Does that work?
So I think there are like functionally 2 kinds of like demi-planes or whatever, right? There's permeable and impermeable, right?
So-
like Ravenloft and Darksun are impermeable, but I think like Greyhawk and Forgotten Realms, like I think you can still get your magic.
But here's the thing. A cleric in Ravenloft still gets their spells.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
You know why that is? It's not because they're getting their spells from their god.
Oh, it's because the dark
whatever
powers.
you believe in Ravenloft is real.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Ravenloft is the Tinkerbell dimension.
If you believe hard enough, you get your spells anyway.
Yeah. That's good.
I don't think 8's god's actually god anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's probably fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's got lots of great options in the Forgotten Realms, though. Lots of good options. There isn't specifically a machine god of killing. But
Tempest.
yeah, there's Tempest. There's like Tyr. There's that whole like gauntleted moron squad that are options.
Gora also a solid
There's
option.
also Gond. Gond is a choice too.
Nah, super lame. Not cool. Not cool enough. A robot made of swords. That's a god.
So here's your other option, right? If you don't like the options put before you in the Forgotten Realms, you can become a god. And I bet you if you petitioned Gond hard enough to be like, listen, you need a demigod of murderous robots, I will become that god. I bet you Gond would be like, boom, sold. And then Gond could
I love murderous robots.
Well, I mean, like Gond is the god of inspiration and mechanisms, right? So there's got to be a subset of worshippers of Gond already who could use a little boost in their creating of Terminators. So yeah, that'd be, yeah. There you go. Now you have an end game. You have an end game 8.
Let's change that section.
Yep. That's good stuff. Elf, I haven't heard from you in a while about your Ravenloft silliness. How have things been going in Neverwinter Ravenloft?
Well, I haven't been doing as much because I haven't been playing it on stream recently. I've just been like doing the off stream.
Yeah.
So I don't have like some very serious stories to report, unfortunately.
All right. That's fine.
But it's still good and fun, and if you like text role playing in 3rd edition D&D, get that fucking Neverwinter going. It's good.
So excited. Well, what have you been up to? If not,
I've been playing Total War 3 Kingdoms.
Yeah.
Pretty fun. The the romance of the 3 kingdoms is always a good like dramatic time of diplomacy. And I've been playing the new single-player Hearthstone stuff, the Dalaran
cool.
heist or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's super good. It's
Nice.
like they have turned this like doing dungeons card game thing into like a whole reason that you could play the game by itself. Like
Yeah.
And I super like it.
I really hope that with Magic Arena getting to be so popular, I hope that it lets Hearthstone feel like freed up to do more wacky stuff that's very different. Because I feel like for a long time the reason I didn't play Hearthstone was I was like, this isn't Magic, and then Magic came out and I'm like, hey, this is Magic, and I played that.
Here's the thing: the reason I don't play a lot of Magic is because its formula is the same as it has always been.
Yeah.
And they're like, it doesn't deviate from the like, I play 8 cards against this guy.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing. Whereas Hearthstone, the Hearthstone solo like single player stuff is always like, and you build your deck as you go, and each fight has special rules, and you got to worry about this thing, and something is easier and something is harder, and the health and the attack of the things are switched, and like all kinds of bullshit, right? Like it really plays up the like, we can kind of do whatever we want with this.
Yeah. I like that. Well, that's cool. It's nice. It's nice when you like play a game and you can kind of go away from it and you can come back and it's different.
I mean, it's not something I'd play for like years at a time, but it is like, oh, new single player stuff came out, I'll play that. Kinda.
That's cool. That's cool. Lauren, how's your cosplay going? Is it still horrific, or have you added fur to the face of your character? That's it. It's an unanswerable question. We've frozen her. It's all right. Lauren will just look at us judgingly. That's okay. We'll let you all reconnect. I always like, it's like, is she's very still. She's getting ready to strike. Terrifying. Well, Dave, I'll jump over to you. We were talking about this a little bit during the pre-show. How's the custom class stuff going? Hey, look, I'm Jewel now.
Oh,
there you go. You're still you, so you're fine.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Jewel. Yeah, pretty well. Overall, had a really, really positive general response. It looks like a couple of things I need to work on are clarity more than balance, which is great, actually, for a first thing. I thought there would be a couple of things that were really bad, but they seem fine, even if when you first read them, they're kind of like, oh, that seems so strong compared to this. I'm like, yeah, but at the same time. So, temporary HP, as a thing, barely gets used in the game. And the times that it is used, it's incredibly weak. Right,
because usually it's just like you get 10 HP and then it's gone and then whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah, like there's a false life I think I have that has temporary HP and it's really stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other big spell is heroism, which is kind of good, but since it's concentration, it's kind of bad.
Heroism is that one where you use it, but you always use it at the wrong time in the encounter, and then the rest of your party yells at you because you have to wait like an hour for it to recharge.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. What's heroism? Is that some terrible version of bloodlust?
Right, exactly. It's like bloodlust light. Yeah.
But yeah, playing with that's been kind of fun because I'm just like, cantrip that gives you 10 HP, and everyone's like, I'm like, it's fine. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's been really, really interesting to hear how people have played it, creating a separate space that's not the same box for like how did things go, for how did you change things, and then I get to see like people get to give that feedback because they like to give that feedback, even if it's the way that I would change it, so I can look at it and be like, is that a valuable change? Yes, no. And
yeah, it's a delicate playtesting. Anything is a delicate balance between. Also, hi, Lauren, welcome back. It's a delicate balance between being told this is broken, you should fix it, and then being told here is how you should fix it, or just straight up like you should do this different, and then knowing which thing is which and being able to apply those things. It's a tricky business, especially in a game as mechanically like, because then you have to look at all of the monsters in the game and see how it stacks up against those, and like there's a lot of work that goes into making something like a new class.
Yeah, I think the numbers are pretty okay for where we're at. It will get, I think, for balance, the most complicated part is always between 6th and about 12th or 13th level. Once the game gets kind of past that, it sort of stops mattering at all, which is odd. My experience with high level play is 99% of the time either you prepare or nothing happens. Like it's a dragon's a really big HP thing unless you have frost resistance or breath resistance. So it kind of matters less how many d8s of damage you do.
Right, because the window for catastrophe gets quite wide. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, totally. Whereas a single swingy object can take out a first level character.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what your damage dice is
Yeah.
past level 15, which doesn't matter at all.
That's fascinating. Have you ever just like I know you stream some of your work on this stuff, but I feel like you have all these insights about how 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons works that I would love to just like pick your brain about. So I don't know.
We've
if
talked
that's a
about
thing
this.
you've
Dave's
ever
writing a novel or something.
the full
Yeah.
system
No.
comparison document.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
wizards,
giving
yeah.
him $20. Lauren's giving him $20.
Yeah, and they're just gonna make this whole document that assesses the game. Listen, I mean that's the thing is like there are things about D&D that I have still not internalized, and that's just because my brain is not math. But I hear you talking about it, I'm like, oh, Dave knows. So I always just want to like hear about this stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Back when Kickstarter was changing their rules.
Mhm.
So I have one for if I do ever decide to do that.
Cool.
That stuff more. Could put like essays on there or whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever would pay for an essay, I don't know. And other people like post pictures of their butt. Like I would pay for that more than an essay on the
Listen, there's content for everyone.
I don't know.
Content out there for everyone.
We'll see.
Yeah, well, keep an eye out. People can get your class beta version. There's a link on your Twitter, right?
Yeah, there's a link on my Twitter. I'll put it in chat in a
do
second
it.
when you move on to someone else.
Cool. Well, last but not least, Blue Jay, you were on a boat recently. Were you attacked by sharkmen?
I don't know. It depends on if really annoying people cheering on a basketball team are sharkmen.
I mean, if it's like the Mississippi Sharkmen, then maybe it is. Maybe not.
No, I was not attacked by anything. At least nothing that I can remember.
That's good. I'm glad.
Which is what like that's like how can you know really? What if your memory was erased? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. How's the Macaria cosplay going on?
I think we've just about finished it. I need to add because I borrowed some bracers for the picture from Steph, and I probably want to end up like I don't know, go to Renaissance Fair or something, go to Etsy and get some myself.
Bracers are definitely obtainable.
Oh yes,
The two places to buy cosplay equipment: Ren Fairs and Etsy.
And
yeah.
special stores. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't have special stores. I mean, I probably have
in
special
Seattle, 100% there is somewhere that sells like
sells bracers.
armor.
Oh, okay.
I guarantee it.
I'll have to fucking check that out because I have never looked. Sell armor, Seattle. Googling it right now. But yeah, we went to Salt Spring, not Saltmarsh, but it was still trying to kill Adam. So
Yeah. I was on a small island in the Pacific over the course of the weekend, and I have had it's the worst allergies I've had in years, like just so bad. And I don't know if anyone else has hay fever, but holy God,
I
is
get
not.
it. I get it real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid nature.
stupid.
I'm gonna worship whatever the opposite of Sylvanas is.
I know that when it's super cold, I complain about it being super cold. Could it just go back to being super cold, please? Because there's no bugs and there's no like anything.
Yeah.
It's just snow. It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's true.
That's a pretty nice time. But it was very green and pretty. And aside from trying to kill Adam, the nature was pretty okay. It was a pretty okay time.
Yeah, I guess every once in a while nature is pretty majestic or whatever. That's fine.
Or whatever.
That's fine. I'll give it to him. I'll give it to nature. Yep. Well, let's go to Saltmarsh. Let's do the thing. Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. Shall we? Because as much as I love bullshitting with you, fine individuals, we are here for a purpose.
Probably,
and that is to save the poor town of Saltmarsh from these nerds up here in the Sahuagin Fortress.
There's the hooligan.
Sahuagin Fortress. So
Hooligan.
up to your north, to the north of yon Saltmarsh, there is these marches with the swampy bits up here, and then there is a fortress formerly occupied by some lizard people, but now fallen into the hands of the Sahuagin.
And we just kind of have to like do some recon up there.
Yeah, so That's right. Sorry, it is to the Zorth of you. So head Zorth for some time, and then you'll find the Sahuagin Fortress. So yeah, the goal here, the purpose of your having been brought to Saltmarsh in the first place, is to take on a reconnaissance mission so as to best prepare the various allied folks of Saltmarsh for an inevitable attack on the Sahuagin. Now, the people of Saltmarsh have for some months been aware of a threat building to the north, but they misfired on what they thought it was. First, they thought it was lizard folk. Then they thought that there were smugglers, and then both. And then they've come around and realized that there is a vast Sharkman conspiracy. And
it was not, in fact, smuggling lizard men.
Yes, it was not smuggling or lizard men or smuggling lizard men. None of those things were true. It is shark people, horrific shark people. And so what they wanted was for you to go ahead and to investigate this Zorthern fortress for anything that could help them in their oncoming battle that they're going to participate in. There are some demi-human forces in the region. There are some merfolk, there are some fish people, etc., that are going to help out. The remains of the lizard men, because if we remember, the lizard men had to relocate because the Sahuagin drove them out of their home. And so they're all going to chip in to help deal with this final enemy. A council of war is being gathered, but first they wanted to give you a chance to help out, to go to the fortress and investigate, so they knew what they were up against when the time came. So you have some time, I imagine, to prepare yourselves prior to your going to see this fortress. I don't know if there's anything you want to buy or do before you go, but figuring out how you want to get there, whether you want to travel the marshes yourself or if you want to go by coast on a boat, that is also up to you. Whatever you guys want to do. So I think probably you've just come out of this meeting. If you need to speak with any of the, if you want to speak with any of the members of the council or whatever, you know where the humans are within the town, and then Aaron and Saketh, the merfolk, and Lokatha representatives individually. You can engage with them if you need to. And then Garnt and Vrith, the two lizard folk, they're basically just like around. They're not staying in Saltmarsh, but you can, like, if you need to go and speak further with anybody, you can. But this is the prepare yourself before you leave, because this is the last save point in Saltmarsh.
I mean, shouldn't we? It was the lizard folks' house, right? Shouldn't we be like, hey?
Yeah, they said they were gonna give us a map of the place or something. They're gonna do something for us at the end of the last episode. I seem to remember.
Yes, yeah. So the lizard folk, it is their former lair. So these two, Vith and Garut is their names. Garut and Vith, they represent the queen of the lizard folk, who lives in the swamp. In their lair, which they have not revealed to you, right? They're not willing. They don't like the humans of Saltmarsh, but they recognize that they have to work. They have to work together to help. But they have a crude map identifying the location of the stronghold, which they showed you. And they are able to tell you that the stronghold itself consists of a series of natural caves that honeycomb the interior of an island. They can tell you that the lair there are essentially 3 levels. It's a 3-level cave system inside a rocky island. But since the last time that they saw it, they've done some scouting on their own. But since they live there, the stronghold itself seems to be sinking into the sea. Where once all 3 levels, because the lizard folk, they're not amphibious. They lived on the outside of the rock and would sun themselves and then go into the caves at night. So where at once all 3 levels were above the sea, somehow the Sahuagin are sinking the island, and now only the topmost level, is visible above the surface of the
My next question is water breathing potions.
Yep. So you have a couple of those, I believe.
We have 2,
yeah.
but 2 is not enough for all of us, unfortunately.
That's
Well, 8 doesn't need to breathe.
No, but 2 is still not enough for all of us.
I'll just stay here. It's fine.
true. Yeah. So there's that. It's sinking. There is a large cave on the upmost area that is like the main entrance. And then the lizard folk themselves made very few changes to the caves themselves. They only added some stairs in places to connect the levels. Yeah.
Okay. So, is Adam West part of the council? Because I would really like some shark repellent bats.
I don't believe that Adam West is a part of the council. No.
That's a shame.
Yes, it is. Yeah. He's very far away.
Actual answer. Since we're speaking to the lizard people, getting the map and whatnot, finding out, because they've been, and I suppose the Merfolk too, and the Lecky Loppies.
The Lokatha?
Lokatha, yeah.
I believe that is what they're called. Yeah.
Checking in with them, finding out what sort of capabilities in terms of fighting the sahuagin have. Like, they probably got warriors. That's fine. Do they have any kind of magic casters? Are their magic casters arcane or divine? You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which stat blocks am I allowed to look at?
So what the Council of War, what you learn from their understanding is like pretty limited. They don't know much about them. They know that they are terrifying sharkmen. They are prone to a blood frenzy, and that they worship some kind of like horrific undersea god. But they don't know any more details than that about the sahuagin.
How do you fight someone for so long and not know if they have always?
So they actually haven't fought them for that long, right? Like it's not like there's like a long ongoing like war whose front has finally come to Saltmarsh. These things came out of nowhere. They attacked the lizard folk and drove them from their home. The lizard folks fled to this new lair in the swamp, tried to get weapons to fight back, and then this is where we're at. So it's not an ongoing conflict. They are here now, and we have to do something about it. Rather than wait for them to come to Saltmarsh and destroy us all.
So the lizard men are their first known prey, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, the Lokatha and the merfolk have both seen them coming and going, but have not had any kind of like major clash with them yet.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got all my underwater killing implements. Like I got so many javelins, got a net.
How many minutes of invisibility do we have?
How many minutes of invisibility?
Yeah, how long can we be invisible for?
Let me just check my spell here.
It's an hour, right, for invisibility?
Hour, yeah.
It's an hour,
Yeah.
but I just want to make sure I can cast it the amount of times. We have like 4 hours of invisibility, 3 hours.
Okay, all right. So here's my
For
plan.
one person.
We
okay?
tell
Like,
Jewel that she just needs to go around and take a look at things, make her invisible for an hour. She draws a rudimentary map and points out how many people are around, and then comes back, and then we do that 4 times, and then we come back. And if Jewel dies, Jewel dies. It's fine. I was wondering when that was gonna end.
It's yeah. Oh,
Yep, there it is.
I mean, my stealth is pretty good.
It always goes badly. This
What?
game.
No,
No.
You have to roll far too
Dave,
hard.
no.
Stealth mission is functionally impossible in this system.
I mean, it is with me.
Mission. No, it's not.
You gotta roll stealth for each person. They each get to roll wisdoms to see you. They might be able to smell you.
See,
There's a million levels.
it's not impossible, but it is very difficult.
It is, yes.
That's impossible. It's impossible.
I mean, Jewel's got a +9 or some shit.
Jewel is very stealthy.
10, thank you very much.
Yeah, but that's one failed dice roll that she has to make.
And if she dies, it's fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
I
part
mean-
I'm not on board with.
So it isn't so much about like go in and map out the whole thing without getting in a fight. It's just like go and get an idea of what they're up against. And if while you're there you want to kill some things and take some treasure, well,
Well,
nobody's
fine.
gonna say boo about it.
Can
I say-
make
I mean,
sahuagin zombies?
Yes.
We can do kind of the dungeon method that we've had for so far, where like Jewel goes on ahead and keeps the party relatively close, so we can kind of recon and
Yeah,
see
probably.
how much we can discover as we go. Kind
Um,
of take it a level at a time. Start not underwater.
At some point, probably after we talk to the lizard folk, Makaria brings up, I talked to the druid in the wood. He suggests that we find another target for the lizard men. No, not the lizard men. The
Hagen.
yes,
so
their ire. Or make it too much trouble to attack the city of Saltmarsh.
All right. Did he have any idea who might be another good target for the Sahuagin ire, or
Who else do we not like?
I mean, they've
can we send him to
already,
go kill some undead or something? I don't.
Nah,
they've
Baldur's
already
Gate's just like up
expressed
there.
a distaste for the lizard men, so.
Well, I don't.
Or there were 3 or
I don't
4
really
underwater
think-
dwelling creatures that they could.
I don't really think we should be besetting the enemies of our collective group on one of our allies individually. That seems like a pretty bad plan.
You're just gonna show up with the
General.
flute and be like, "Hey, so if you don't attack Saltmarsh, you can just have this guy.
Yeah.
It's all yours. Here he is. Go for
Well,
it."
we could direct them towards all of our other allies. Our job is just to keep them off of Saltmarsh, right?
I mean, our current job is to scout out the fortress.
Yeah, we're not responsible for dealing with all of them. That's
figure
up to
that
them.
out.
Yeah.
Right.
Once we know what we're up
Also-
against, we'll be more easily able to map out a plan for dealing with that number of things. Whatever.
Wouldn't they stop being our allies if we have monsters attack them?
Yes.
Yes, but then they'd be dealing with the monsters, you see.
But what if they win
The
and then they
Macaria
come-
divide and
deal
conquer
with us?
strategy. I see.
I feel like in that situation, someone then still comes for us.
Us personally or the people of Saltmarsh?
Probably both.
So that is a good point. If you wanted to, say, write a letter home to Waterdeep, you could potentially ask for help. Now, right now, you're already doing basically if you send a message back to Rin's girlfriend, Vajra Safar, and you're like, "Hey, can we get some Force Grey help?" She'd be like, "You are that help. Help them. Help the town. Good job. You're doing it."
I was just
Right.
about to say that. I'm like, well, we could send a letter to Vajra, but she'll
Yeah.
just be like, "You're already there. It's all good."
Yeah, you're already like you're doing it. You're doing exactly what she would do. She would just send you to do your job, which is perfect. She would be very very supportive, and she'd be like, "Yes, please keep doing that. I'm proud of you." But like, if you could throw around Force Grey's name a few times, that would be cool too. But you could also send a message to the Zentarum and be like, "Hey, I have a town that needs help," and they could send some goons.
And they'd be like, "So, what's this town worth?" "No, it's got a lot of fish." And they'd be like, "Actually, never mind. Screw you."
But
We don't
remember, it's Saltmarsh is a town on the rise, right? Where it's like they have these
wait.
mines. The dwarves have just opened up. The town might be like kind of a big deal port in the future. You could open up a franchise for the Troll Skull Manor Inn. It could be this could be your seafood based version
I
of the.
feel like Rin should just send Vajra a letter anyway, just so she can get the praise from Vajra.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I'm not going to send the letter. I just know what the result will be.
I'm not saying I'm not doing it. Just gonna do it.
Dearest Vajra, I simply wish to inform you
What about if
that we are spreading the good word
I
of Force Grey.
feel that as your agents, we should inform you. That
I feel like of all of the characters, Rin is the most likely to accidentally call Vajra mom and then get really embarrassed about it. Right? Where Vajra's just like, "Good job, Rin." You're like, "Thanks, mom." Gosh, oh God, I gotta go.
Rin has a complicated relationship with wizards. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, those are options as well, right? If you want to send away for Zentarum assistance, that's definitely something, Makaria, you could do. It will change the future of Saltmarsh, however, if a bunch of black-clad goons show up. And they're like,
Oh,
hey,
no,
yo, we're here to help. What's going on?
no,
I mean,
no.
maybe when it gets to like the fighting part of things, but not really valuable for the investigatory
Yeah, it's true.
aspect.
So I will write Vajra Safar a letter, and I
Mhm.
will send it back to her, being like, the city of Saltmarsh is under siege by sahuagin,
Yeah.
and we are currently investigating the amount of enemy forces that we will be contending with. I hope this note finds you well, and I don't know what else I would put in the note.
P.S. Send nudes. Like, I don't.
You dot the heart, the eye of Rin with a heart. And
Yeah, for yours cordially, Rin.
Okay,
You're
cool.
a wizard.
eternally your servant.
Wizards are good at ink checks,
feel
so
like-
can they see in the dark, please?
I feel
Okay.
like eternally your servant is a little too on the head for Rin.
Yeah, I think so.
I was listening to Hamilton yesterday. Well, not yesterday. Like a week
Okay,
ago.
so you're gonna inform Vajra about the Saltmarsh situation, which is definitely a thing that she would want to know.
Yeah, and I mean, if she wanted to, show up or whatever, that'd be cool. She could just portal her way here, and like.
Yeah, actually, the new canonic solution to this adventure is you just get your more important big friends, and they just fix it for you, and we
Yeah.
get to spend however much longer we want just dicking around in Saltmarsh.
Listen, guys, who knows Elminster? Okay,
Is there
would
anybody
solve our
Elminster?
problem.
We're level
entire-
7. We should have met him by now.
Yeah, like somebody's run into him, like being an asshole.
Drizzt, anybody? We ran into him in a bar once, I think.
I
okay.
heard if you're,
We actually did.
You actually did, yeah.
I did. Excuse
Yeah.
you. Literally
Okay, cool.
ran into him.
All right, so she's gonna be aware of it, and should I assume, Rin, then that you're going to keep Vajra keep the Force Grey up to date on what's going on,
Yes,
as
I
you come and
will- I
go?
will
Okay,
keep Force Grey apprised
perfect.
of any of the situation as it unfolds.
Yeah. So that's great. That's good. She would want to know that if there's any if the sahuagin proved to be a greater threat to the realms at large, then probably she'd be like, all right, let's get the big adventure. Let's send Drizzt in to deal with it. But for now, this is very much like a level 7 situation. Like, you can handle it. We'll let you take care of it. And then Makaria, do you tell your Zentarum contact in Waterdeep about what's going on in Saltmarsh, or do you keep that to yourself for now?
I think what happens is one night, while we're getting ready to leave or whatever, I see Rin writing this letter to Vajra and I make fun of her for it. And then that night I prepare sending and I do a little hey Davil, this shit's going on. Okay, bye.
Okay, so you also let Davil know.
Yeah, only because I see Rin doing it and I'm like, what a pretentious little Force Grey person you are. And then I'm like, I should probably.
There is nothing pretentious about being prepared. If we all die, they need to know where to find our bodies.
It's true. Yeah.
But for what reason?
To be resurrected!
I think she likes me, and therefore I'm valuable enough to become resurrected.
Can you even be resurrected, Hade?
That's a good question.
Just shrugs.
Eh. Okay. All right. So, so you send a letter to Davil. This is a little different because Davil's going to get this letter, and instead of being like, good, someone's
not a
handling
letter.
it. Or sending, same.
Well, no, because he can respond immediately.
Yeah. Okay, so Davil's response to you would basically be like, yeah, thank you for keeping us informed about this. Saltmarsh sounds like there's a lot going on there. Sounds like an interesting opportunity.
And then it stops because he's used to this word. So
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, right.
Damn it.
Thanks, Davil.
So he'll
I mean, It's 1 round, so he has 6. Wait, no, duration. Yeah, 1 round. He's got 6 seconds to
fine.
reply.
So he basically
25
just says,
words or less.
yeah, good reporting. Thank you. I'll send some people. So because the idea is that Saltmarsh, like this is exactly the kind of shit that the Zentarum are about, right? Like a community in danger that they can come and help. And like if you go to this sahuagin place, and by the time you come back, there are going to be Zentarum agents in Saltmarsh trying to like assist.
Good.
Yeah.
I hope it makes Ren angry.
I imagine it probably won't. Okay. All right.
You wrote to Vajra and she didn't do shit, but I wrote to
That's not
Davil
true,
and he
but-
immediately
I don't
sent
know
it.
if she's done anything yet because I didn't send mine with 25 words of psychic energy because you know what? Sending sendings to the fucking head mage of the mages everything is like super rude. So I'm not going to do that.
No, that's fine. I'll just invade anyone's mind.
Because you can't block sending unless you have a ring of mind.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
And
You
I
could
have
use
a
it to
ring of mind
hassle
shielding, So I
people.
wouldn't even respond.
Celebrities in the Forgotten Realms must be like, no, you'd need the ring of mind shielding.
You need a ring of mind shielding all the time because otherwise, Drist Orden gets a lot of DMs and you can't stop. Like, Trist, I woke up thinking of you again. Your fan, Stan. Like, that's just how it is for you if you're a celebrity in there. Yep, that's true. And then somewhere deep below the city of Waterdeep, Halaster the Mad Mage, every time the mail comes, he looks through it and he's like, do I have any mail from, where did those adventurers go? Oh, maybe next time. Yeah. So, you're in Saltmarsh. There is a doom approaching. You have sent some mail. Is there anything else anyone wants to do, or do you want to?
Potions.
Let's talk about where
Water
you're gonna go.
breathing.
Yeah, potions of water breathing. Okay, so I think probably you could get these from the. Let's talk about what a potion of water breathing looks like. Let's see, potion of water. So, a potion of water breathing lets you breathe underwater for 1 hour after drinking this potion. It's cloudy green fluid, smells of the sea, and has a jellyfish-like bubble floating in it. They are uncommon potions. And I think maybe the Druid in town could make some for you. I think.
The druid
Okay.
that I talked to?
Yeah, what was that guy's name? Glorp?
No, that was his frog.
That's right.
No, his frog was Loris, actually.
That's right, Loris. Yeah, okay.
Wait, Loris, does he speak for the trees?
I believe that he does. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, he's just a small town country druid, and he doesn't want any trouble.
He's just a small town druid.
His name is Farron. Yeah, Farron and Loris. So
I never
Farron,
asked.
yeah, Farron. I feel like if you paid him, Farron could probably hook you up with some potions. But also, yeah, water breathing is a spell that I think that'd be more likely.
Is it?
It only lasts an hour, right? How far do we have to go?
No, the spell is better than the potions. The spell lasts 24 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell
It's
yeah.
a 3rd level druid spell. Yeah, druid, ranger, sorcerer, wizard. So yes.
Third level is pretty high.
Yeah, I think he's capable, and
But he can cast it as a ritual.
one casting as a ritual affects up to 10 creatures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you go to him, he will imbue you with the ritual of water breathing.
Okay, how far away is the fortress, though?
Some amount of leagues. Let me see.
Yeah, is it going to take longer than 24 hours to get there? Because that would be a waste of money.
I don't know. Let me see. So, if you go up along the coast, it is almost exactly 100 leagues.
I don't know how.
Why
secret
is this
works.
map in leagues?
Because it's a nautical map.
What kind of leagues? The extraordinary gentlemen are part of, or
Yeah.
The
Evil
Legends
ex-boyfriends. So 100 leagues is what in miles?
Leagues to miles. 345 miles.
Okay,
that
now
is a long way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we're-
not a day's travel.
so let me see about boats. There's various definitions of leagues. They're the electrum of distance. I agree. So a ship travel at sea. Let's see. What did we say? It was like 24 miles for every decrease. 24 miles a day. No, that's if it's a damaged ship. I think it's like 240 miles a day or something.
Which would mean it would take us 2 days to get there. Which
Yeah,
would
I mean,
mean casting a spell on us would be worthless.
The druid, I think, if you are nice to him, is willing to, like, come with you on a boat out to nearby the fortress. He'll do it for the town, nearby the fortress, and then you will have to go in from there. He's not going to travel. If you go by land, like, too bad for you.
Well, I mean, if we go by land, we'll spend 3 or 4 weeks like crossing this.
Yeah,
ridiculous amount
crawling
of
these hexes. Yeah, getting lost in the marsh.
I think boat is probably the operative method, and if the druid is willing to come with us, that works out pretty well.
Yeah, I would like to ask for a spellcast favor as well. For stealth, it would be great if I had dark vision as opposed to using a lantern, and that's a pretty low level spell as well. So before we got off the boat, having 8 hours of dark vision would be super sweet.
Yeah, so I think that there is and someone who someone pointed out in chat this swamp is enormous. Like Florida Everglades big. It's huge. Let me make sure, cuz there's 2 scales. There's a hex is 10 leagues. Okay, no, that's right. Yeah. Cuz it's 10 across. Okay, yeah. All right. So yeah, it'll take you a day or 2 days basically to get up there. And I think the druid will come along on the boat. There is a boat that has been commissioned, like a local, like a Saltmarsh ship, that will take you up there, and it's got a crew and everything, and they'll take you up there and they'll wait a little south, and then they'll put you in a dinghy and you can like row yourselves up there, or you can swim or whatever you want to do, however you want to approach, that's fine, but they won't get too close. Let me see what they're gonna approach by sea. Here we go. A keel boat. Let's see, a keel boat with 2 pairs of oars, 2 rowboats, step down mast, large enough to accommodate you and any reasonable stuff that you want to go on. So navigation and propulsion, they'll give you 2 town's guard, 2 brave guards. These are like the Chernobyl dudes who are just like, I guess I'll go with these adventurers. And the druid will come along as well.
Cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So let's see. Dave, you were asking about, because he's totally okay, like preparing buffing spells and stuff that you might need.
For reference, the Sahuagin Forest is about as far from Saltmarsh as San Francisco is from Los Angeles, which I've driven that. That's very, very far.
It's like a 12-hour.
No, it's 6
like a
hours.
6-hour drive. Yeah.
It's a 6-hour drive. Like, why would
Fast,
these?
though, fast.
How desperate are the Sahuagin?
Yeah, like, why would they walk for like who
Because
knows
their
how
god
long?
compels them.
That's right.
That's what.
And they don't walk; they swim, and also because they are a living plague that is just working its way down the coast.
It devours the land.
Yeah, they're locusts.
They're
So
like the blight from Dragon Age.
yeah, they're bad, scary monster people.
And I will not feel bad about fireballing them.
No, it'll be sweet as hell. No one will complain. Sanctioned violence. That's what.
Sanctioned violence. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this is the best kind of sanctioned violence. You can just murder as many of these nerds as you want. So anyway, the druid, yeah, it's only a 2nd level spell. It lasts for 8 hours. He is definitely willing to come along and cast that on you.
That would be right.
And I think that the town is compensating him for this, not
okay.
you.
All right.
Right? Because the town is like, we need them to operate as best they can. So go with them and make sure they have what they need. So yeah, he's willing to come along. Let me find if I can the table of boat names.
Heck yes.
Let's see, the ship is, this is just like a random ship. Does this give me a name for this ship as well? Let's see. Oh, it does. Okay, cool. So the name of the ship is the Red Shark. Suitable. And on it, I think they're like the masthead, the thing that gives it its name is it's a red shark because the shark is being killed. So it's a shark with like a bunch of harpoons sticking out of it. And the front end of the ship is painted as if the ship were splattered in blood. And I think that this ship is probably the belonging. Maybe these two like guards. Maybe they are like embittered. Let's make them brothers. So they're brothers. They're embittered against sharks because their father was killed and eaten by a shark, and now they make it their livelihood to go Zorth and to hunt down sharks. And they're both just grizzled as shit. Like one of them has one eye, one of them has a hook for a hand. The other one's got like, they're just like, oh yeah, we hate sharks. And when they heard about shark men, they were just like, oh yeah, we gotta do it for dad. So they're stoked. They're just gonna like, yeah.
Not only are they sharks, but they're also able to be killed in large numbers.
That's
All
right.
right. But how cool is my hook-handed zombie gonna be, guys?
Hey, they are the operators of the Red Shark. Don't
Please do not kill our ride.
Yeah, right.
You can't kill a boat.
Let's see. I wonder if I can make a crew member. Let's see. Can I name these guys? Is this the right macro? Okay. Their nicknames are Blue Devil and Salty Patches. Nice.
Blue Devil and
Don't trust
Salty
him.
Patch.
Blue Devil
Don't trust.
and Salty Patches.
Never stand near a precipice.
So Salty Patches, yeah, his favorite thing to do is kick people overboard.
Hold on. We have Blue Devil on the Red Shark.
Yeah, Blue Devil on the captain of the Red Shark, and his first mate and twin brother, Salty Patches. Perfect. All right, Blue Devil and Salty Patches. Perfect.
How do we get our pirate names? I think on the way we should all get pirate names.
I already have my
Macarius got
black
one.
cur.
All right, of the Red Shark. All right, tragic shark hunting team. Okay, good. Fantastic. And they're probably from whatever the Faerunian equivalent of Australia is. Okay.
Sick.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to roll random pirate crew member names for everybody, we certainly could. Let's.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So.
Because I feel these seem like the sort of brothers who would get your name and then just give
Yeah,
you a
that's what I can
pirate.
give you. Your nickname is Okay. So Makari, you're already the black. You're already the black cur.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Makari, the black cur. Rin, your pirate nickname is Handsome Hook. Good. Fantastic. Jewel, yours is Pretty Eye. And 8 is, let's see, I already got that one. I'm trying to find one that doesn't repeat. Ugly Mast. Ugly Mast, Pretty
I
Eye,
mean,
and Handsome Hook.
They pretty much look like a part of the boat, right?
Ugly. Poor 8. You look like an ugly mast. Get in here. Here you go. So,
So sad.
and the black cur. What a weird selection of names. Yeah. So you can just choose to ignore those or use them as you like. Salty Patches and the Devil are ready whenever you are to ferry you to the fortress of the shark people so that you can deal them
Avenge
a
their
killing
father.
blow. Yeah. Here, let me get a name for the druid too. Druid needs a pirate name. The druid's pirate nickname is Thirsty Angel. I see the way you be looking at me, Keel. Thirsty Angel. Fantastic. It's good. All right.
What, you just press a button for that?
Yeah. I can generate an infinite number of these things.
I mean, not infinite. At some point, it would just be the same names over and over.
No, it's
Oh,
infinite.
boy.
It's like deep levels of machine learning. Goes-
Yeah, turns out the twin brothers between coming up with, they used all their best material on the ship and their own names.
yeah.
And I do like that in chat, someone just demanded their own pirate name, but this person's name is Vigorous Electrum, which sounds like I rolled it on a table, so you've already got a pirate name, Vigorous Electrum. All right. So you've been equipped by your new friends with some pirate names. Is there anything else you would like to do in town before we set out?
Did what's his butt ever come back with Jessamine's boyfriend?
What's his butt?
The Pia's lunk.
Oh, Ephron?
No, Ephron is the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Ephron's the guy who ran away, and they got
Yeah,
Jessamine's dead. Orth is the other
Orth.
big guy. And what did you send Orth to do?
Go, Ephron ran off. Go get Ephron.
Oh, get Ephron. I don't know. You don't know. You haven't been back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has everyone got everything they can consume?
I suppose if no one's trying to arrest me, then we're fine.
Everyone can swim. Do you need swimming goggles? Do you have sensitive eyes to chlorine?
What? There's no chlorine in the ocean.
But maybe there is if they're
What's
creating an underground secret.
Chlorine
lab.
is an element.
Maybe they're making a swimming pool. That's why it's going
Like
under
fire.
Kind of.
What about
Not
flippers?
at all. What?
Or a
Technically,
Rubber
cats
ring.
have webbed toes.
Okay, we're not trying to look like the sahuagin.
You know that tabaxi actually really like the water. It's a common misconception that jungle cats do not like the water.
Mhm.
They're quite
pH
adept swimmers.
Yeah.
I don't have any eyes. That's fine.
I mean, I'm going to hate every moment of it, but I'll deal with that. So.
You've just described Ren's entire life. I hate everything about it, but I'll deal with it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
pretty much.
Ah, I like it.
I have food and water. Wait. Can I buy some wine? Not from that crab wine place. Regular wine, not crab wine.
Not the disgusting crab wine.
Crap.
I'm assuming that there's another place where I can buy wine. I'll just deduct the silver from my stuff. Will they sell me wine? I buy wine. I do it.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy anything that's in the player's handbook without too much trouble.
Okay, I did it. I put it in my flask.
Here,
Can you
let's get your boat set up here. Let's get a
Oh,
little
no.
boat for you.
I'm having flashbacks.
Let me grab some tokens. We'll get you a little boat here. All right.
Tahiri. Tahiri, don't leave me.
You're all out in the ocean. What did I say that the boat was? It's a keel boat, modified keel boat. All right, let's go grab a keel boat from the ships here.
IKEA, but you build it yourself.
I thought you were gonna say a kill boat, which is like a kill bot,
that's-
but for the sea. There's your boat. There's your boat.
I go on. Oh,
You fall under the boat. There you go.
that's fine. I'm not going to drown now.
Okay, so this is your boat. I think.
Does it
Okay.
actually have a sweet ballista?
Yes. Oh yeah. Come on, it's the red shark. Of course it does. The red shark has a sick
Wonderful.
ballista. Yep.
Does it have the Dragonator? Do we have to wait 2 minutes?
Oh my god. I understood that reference.
Yeah.
So the keel boat actually is quite a bit slower because it's small. Let me see how long. What did we say in miles? It was 345.
Yes.
Okay, 345. Oh, I need to.
So
I
why
need to
is
make
the
it
map
quick.
in leagues and then the boats travel in miles?
Because. So this was the question I was having. Let's go back real quick and look at that map. I want to show you something. So there are hexes and subhexes, where a hex is 10 leagues, but a subhex is 750 or 7,500 yards. And I think that might be, I think the scale might be off in this first map,
Yeah,
because
'cause
if you
there's-
look, there are these huge hexes. I think that's supposed to be it. So let me adjust down and we'll remeasure. So one hex, one
Yeah, in
grid
which case it
scale
would be a lot shorter of a
should
trip.
be yards, and it should be 7,500 yards. I think maybe that's better. Let me measure. Okay, there you go. So now we got to figure out, somebody with a calculator, what is 82,500 yards in miles?
What?
82,500 yards.
So much math.
46.8.
46 miles. So what's funny is with the new boat, this boat can go 72 miles a day. So it actually only takes you half a day to get out there.
Okay.
So that's not
That
bad.
makes kind of more sense.
That makes a lot more
It's a more
sense.
imminent threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was just a case of the original map not taking into account the full size hex
Yeah.
and then
There's like a
measuring
big
the smaller.
hex and then a small hex.
There's mini
yeah.
baby hexes. Yeah.
So in
Um,
that case, the question I want to ask the group: are we planning on being sneaky at all? Because, like, I can wear non-heavy armor.
I can't wear anything.
I
I
think-
don't
I
have
think it is
disadvantage,
best-
but I have like 8 dexterity.
I
So
think it is best to have Jewel move ahead of us, but that otherwise our stealth is going to be very limited.
Because it's a difference of 1 AC for me at this point to have stealth or to not have stealth.
I mean, I feel like this is a reconnaissance sort of mission. We're not going to want to be seen because there's way more sahuagin than even 8 could fight by themselves. But maybe, I don't know. If they've said there's a lot of people, a lot of sahuagin here.
That's
So
true.
if 8 really thinks with their like military knowledge that going in fully kitted out and not sneaky is the way to go, then I just don't think that is the case.
Yeah, my dex is.
okay, here I'll make Blue Devil blue, so you can tell them apart. There. Yar. Cool.
It's okay. If you need, I can marry you. So you can get +2 AC.
Who too?
The Blue Devil, obviously.
I'm wearing the Blue Devil.
Yar. The Blue Devil's already married to the sea.
And vengeance.
And vengeance. Also and vengeance.
You
Yes,
gave me
it's an
some-
open relationship.
And his twin brother.
You know, the sea is a strange mistress who permits many things.
They don't call him Salty Patches for no reason.
Salty Patches.
I think
Just
like
that's such a gross
No.
nickname.
at a certain point, I feel like there's like 8 is out loud being mumbling about like what armor they should wear, and Makari is like looking at this book that she has to like prepare her spells from, which I don't know how that works really with clerics, but I assume that it's like I could prepare this one. Like, let me get all my stuff together.
Well, it's a pray. Yeah, you pray, right? You say the prayer like the Lord's Prayer would give you one spell, and Hail Mary would give you another spell, and
Makari
you know.
speaks in infernal satanic worshiping sort of, not Satan, Merkel.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's like, well, I have a spell that could give you some magical armor if you wish.
Yes, that would offset the heavier plating. What is it?
Marriage.
What's that?
Let me see. It says that 2 willing adult humanoids are bonded together in marriage, and they can only be married again when widowed, which is easy. And they get magical armor if they stand next to each other.
When do you become an adult?
I don't know. First time
Yeah.
you kill someone?
I think technically, it like 8 isn't. I think technically 8 would have to live a lot longer before they become considered an adult in Faerunian society. What's the legal drinking age in Waterdeep? Like,
I don't know.
It's not 5.
it's not fucking 5. Yeah, that's for sure.
I don't think I can get married.
Yeah, 8 is a child.
I mean, okay, but like, is it Faerunian society or is it like your race ages at like different?
Yes,
No, it's your marriage thing, so it has
that's
to be.
true. It's a
based on-
Merkelite ritual.
I mean,
stuff.
everyone is closer to death at every day.
Yeah, that's why old people are so awesome, because they're just like, just
They're
right
close.
there. They're just right there. Merkel's everywhere. It could go at any moment. But I think
don't know.
it's
I
probably
feel like
dependent
it's
on
after you first take someone's life, then you're an adult.
that's a murder though. Merkel doesn't
That's
care about
like-
murder. You're not an adult till you die.
That
When?
doesn't make
How
any
many? Like, I reckon they'd send a Warforged in for about a week's basic training before putting them on the front. So probably like 2 weeks old before 8 killed someone.
There you go.
But doesn't feel like you should get married at 2 weeks old.
You're
That
totally
doesn't-
an adult. It's
I don't
fine.
think there is like a marriage among like Warforged where Ada's from, like in the sense of like, because that implies like you could like live. There's a life expectancy, right? Like you were born to die, right?
Yeah. But weirder, in all of the text, at least for that's been written so far, there isn't a life expectancy for Warforged. They don't die of old age. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't say when you're an adult.
It's an interesting question. I don't think Eight's ready for that kind of commitment. They still consider themselves an impressionable child.
That seems reasonable.
So, no thank you. Not today. Perhaps Jewel and Bryn. Or yourself. You are
I-
out of your culture.
I don't think I really want to be within 30 feet of another living creature for a week.
I don't think they would want to marry you either, Macaria.
Well, I just thought I would offer.
Looking up from book, he's right. Or they're right.
Yeah, they're not wrong about that.
It doesn't really say when are half elves are like just human, but when like with aging, right?
I think they age like humans and then they just slow down.
Yep.
Generally, elves and half elves and stuff occupy the hotness like band for as long as possible. Like they're not old for a really long time. They're at like peak shape for hundreds of years. The middle of their life is very long, but they don't. It's not like for elves. It's not like you're still a kid when you're 100, but it's not about that. I think it's about Merkel because it's a religious ritual.
Right. Huh.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay. All right. So, what's the plan? Anything else you need to do, or are you just gonna? Oh, I need a druid. Are you just gonna jump on the boat and
I think it's boat time.
it's boat time? All right.
Yeah,
It's a
come-
boat time. Okay. There. Now there's a druid on board. Excellent. All right, friends. So you set out then. I think you probably set out in the morning, having left Saltmarsh behind. And you will arrive theoretically, or you'll arrive at the fortress, or close enough to the fortress that you can set out on a little dinghy within a few hours and get to it. So you head north. Let's see. Can someone roll percentile dice for me?
Yes.
All right, you got it. Oh,
Oh.
Dave got it.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself to say yep.
Okay. All right.
There's a 4.
All right. So.
Does someone get executed before we leave? That'd be
Oh
sweet.
yeah. Can someone else roll on the "Is there an execution today" table? Yeah. Roll
What's that?
roll a d100.
I want to see if there's an execution.
It's not a table. It's just a yes or no.
38.
I don't believe that there is. No. I don't think
Lame.
anyone is ready to be no executing today. Okay. All right. So you set out on your journey, and the red shark makes pretty good time. It is clear that this is a vessel built for speed. It's not particularly comfortable. There are some benches that you can sit on. But it is a well-beloved and somewhat ancient ship used by these two bandit types' father before them, and then their grandmother and their great-grandmother, and then their great-great-grandfather, at which they will tell you at length, if you are willing to listen, about the lineage of their family and how they have plied the waters of the Sword Coast for their sharky adventures. The druid, he keeps to himself, I think, for the most part, particularly avoiding Macaria, which, can you blame him? Farron, he Doesn't seem like he wants to be anywhere near Makaria, but keeps to
Does-
himself. Talks to his little frog friend.
I was gonna say,
occasionally.
does he bring the frog?
Of course he does. Yep. Yeah. He brings the frog along. And at one point, as you travel north along the coast, like fairly quickly, if we cut back to Saltmarsh and environs, as we travel fairly quickly, you come around this horn down here at the bottom, and start heading north. You pass by that island with the mysterious abbey up
we
on
don't see the island on the
thing.
map.
Ooh, there's an island. I'll show it to you. It's right there.
Oh my god, suddenly an island.
Yeah, I mean, it's in, like, this whole area is pretty misty, right? So, like, the island, and you're not sailors, so you don't, like, you're just like, cool, fog and stuff. And as you get out further, the fog clears, and you see this island, and there's an ominous-looking abbey up on the rocks. And then, not too long from there, there's a hill off to your right, and as the hill starts to abate, there is marsh, just swamp and marsh everywhere. There are places where it looks like the land simply gives up on being land and becomes the ocean. It kind of like disintegrates away. There are areas that are rockier. In this area in particular, near this river, the line between coast and marsh is very unclear. You can look out to your right and see swampy land that is damp enough that you can barely tell, and then it slowly rises into this proper marsh, and it goes on for miles, like as far as you can see, pretty much. And so you just start making your way up the coast. And I think probably if the whole thing takes you 12 hours, probably 4 or 5 hours in, somewhere like just past the delta of that river, you spot something in the distance. There's some rocks, some jagged rocks kind of jutting out, and it seems like the water around the rocks is like frothing. There is like foam maybe in the water, and I think one of your pirate companions, maybe Salty, is standing with one boot up on the edge, and he's like peering with his one good eye out at the rocks.
God, I bet he wishes he had a spyglass.
I bet he does wish he had a spyglass.
But he doesn't, because it's mine.
He sure
and I've
does.
attached it to the ballista like a massive scope.
Mm-hmm. Do you swing it around and take a look with your massively scoped ballista?
Yes.
Okay. So we see this all through the slightly scratched, like the blurry edges, like old timey optics of Eight's spyglass, and then at the front of it, there's a big ballista bolt. You see this. There's a bunch of rocks, and then you see this like frothing, like foam, the sea foam around it, and you see a person. You see the shape of a human. Can you make a quick perception check for me?
$15.
Okay. So you realize that you do in fact see a pair of arms and a head and a torso. The arms are splayed out. This person seems to be tied to the rock. And as speaking of tide, and as the tide has come in, you can't see them from the waist down, and you can see that the froth in the water is equal parts water and blood. This person has been consumed and is in the process of being consumed from the legs up as the tide rises. And in the froth, you occasionally catch a glimpse of a small, like maybe hand size fish. That is possessed of sort of dark gray scales, and there are hundreds of them, just like a cloud of these things, and they have swarmed around this person who is tied to the rock, and have basically started consuming him from the waist, from the feet up. They've gotten as far as his waist. He's very dead.
Well,
That's an interesting way to
piranha
die.
things called in D&D. Are they quippers?
I believe that yes, magic piranhas are quippers in this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
What's unfortunate?
That seems like a bad way to go.
What does? I don't have a spyglass.
Well, you can't use mine, but there's someone tied to the rock, being eaten alive. Well, they're probably dead by now.
All right. One sec. What do my elf eyes see?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, you see like a blur. You see a rock with some foam.
They're only half elf eyes, so.
That's right. You see what the human have.
Can I please look through your spyglass? I promise I won't fire the ballista.
You want to make a deception check, Makaria?
Not
How many bolts is this ballista got? They're premium.
Well, it's got one, like it's loaded but not like cocked, and I would say it's probably like, I don't know, how many ballistas does how many ballista bolts does a ship of this type usually have? A keel boat. Let's take a look. Keel boat.
I think Monster Hunter ones have 6.
Does it say how many bolts it has? Let's take a look. Fire ballista. It doesn't say. Doesn't say.
It's probably not a huge amount, maybe like 12 max.
Oh, 10.
Well, anyway, I wasn't lying.
10 ballista arrows are stacked and secured nearby. There it is.
Awesome. Fine. If only that you might look upon this man's suffering and get imaginations for yours. I'm not sure why I'm letting you look, but fine.
Yay!
Okay.
I look through the spyglass and see the cool tortured dude.
Yes, yeah. So this guy is he's tanned and weathered. You can make out maybe like a tattoo across his chest of an enormous, like badly drawn blue-skinned woman with like kelp for hair, like screaming. The tattoo would have continued down his side onto his leg, but he has no legs anymore. And his head is hanging limply, and he is tied by the wrists to a rock.
Oh, quite an interesting way to die. He must have died recently, otherwise he wouldn't still be bleeding like that.
Yeah.
And everyone sees, and it's hilarious, that I play a prank on Makaria, and I covered the ring with oil, and then
No, you do not.
You got a 10 on your perception, Makaria. I'm afraid you do have a big black circle around one of your eyes, and everyone is giggling, and you don't know why they're giggling. They're giggling at something.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
No, that's not, because
The druid is laughing at you, and the two pirates are laughing at you.
Eight was just looking at the thing. Where do
They're
you
all
get the
gonna
green?
laugh at you. Yeah.
And the perception check was for looking out the boat.
I'm afraid that this is what has happened.
No.
It is, yes.
Pranked Makaria.
It is
Go
just a prank,
I
Makaria.
prank 8 and push them off the boat. There you go.
Can't push me.
Yeah. Also, it's a good point. 8 is only 4 years old or whatever. So, yeah, it's fine. You're able to wipe the black stuff off of your face quite quickly. I think that
didn't happen in my canon. That never happened.
Sure. Yeah. You can omit it from your journal. The boat makes its way around this grim scene, but it is clearly a warning, right? This person has been laid out, and you can see that there are similarly decomposed bodies on some of the other rocks in the area.
I'm guessing the residents of that island don't like visitors.
Yeah, it's more to indicate as you travel up the coast, like, go ye no further, right? This is sort of as you're passing away from, you're heading away from Saltmarsh, heading towards the fortress. These are a warning not to carry on. These look like, bodies of humans. There's a bunch of lizard folk as well. I think you'd probably count like just under a dozen people who have died to quippers or similar fates.
Are those fish endangered or something? Why is someone feeding them like this?
It's not about the food for the creatures. It's about sending a message. We did similar things.
Oh, right. Message for humanoids and lizard people.
Yes, this will happen to you if you come to this place that we are.
It's a pretty good strategy.
Charming.
Maybe we should do something similar.
For our tavern, which
No.
wants-
If this is their method, then we should get some of the sahuagin and tie them up from Saltmarsh to here.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Turnabout's fair play or something of that kind.
Yes, we will kill many of them, so we'll have many corpses to display.
Sounds good to me.
Hello, everyone else on the boat. We're not talking about anything weird. Just a
No,
total
you-
conversation.
The pirates are just looking at you like,
You would fucking
Yar.
never talk about anything weird. That's not a thing that would ever happen.
yeah. So these guys they hate sharks, and they're not frightened by this sign, though they're a little spooked. You can see that they're kind of just like, all right, well, I'm glad I don't have to go to the fortress. And they continue on, they carry on, and as the day goes on, and as the light grows long across the coast, you begin in the distance to see the island. You begin to see the sahuagin stronghold, and I think I actually have. Let's see here. I think
Maybe
I have
these
some art.
fish don't eat the sahuagin.
Yeah, check it out. This is what you see as the sun is beginning to go down. You see this spire of an island emerging from the foggy sea, and there are, as depicted in there are birds flocking around the upper area looking for carrion. And you get within a distance, and the ship draws to a stop, and Blue Devil says, "Yar, we go no further." And he
Why do we just have
gestures.
to swim the rest of the way?
He squints and he says, "No, we've got a boat. There's like a little boat over there. Look, it's attached to the side of the big boat. You could just use that. It's a rowboat.
Oh.
You can take that over."
That's what makes this a ship.
Yeah, that'd be true. If you can put a boat on your boat, it's not a boat anymore.
Can you put a ship on a ship? Does it stop being a ship?
I think one of them's got to be the boat, technically.
But what if you had a boat on the ship that's on a ship?
Well,
She was
then,
like getting into the boat while she's
yeah.
saying,
Then I believe
Yeah,
that it's a
like,
matter of relativity.
Wait, Jewel, we have to. The Druid is here for.
So,
"Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay."
So, Farron sets Loris down on the bench, and he puts his hands out, and he says, "Please, friends, join hands."
Must I?
Did you just become inexplicably Southern?
He was Southern before.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
It's still inexplicable, but it was true before.
I make sure that when joining hands, I stand between Rin and 8. I mean, not Rin.
Jewel and 8.
Jewel at 8.
Okay. Yeah, so you do. And he begins a prayer to Blessed Sylvanus, Master of land and sea, Lord over river and ocean, of forest and swamp. May you grant us your blessings, so that we might, from our fishy friends, borrow their ability to breathe underwater. Blessed Sylvanus, glorious art thou, the wind blowing through the reeds, the faint waft of stench off the... And he stops and he looks at McCarty. He's like, "Is there something wrong?"
Just a little seasick.
Yes. Blessed Sylvanus, who gives us the seasickness to remind us that he placed us upon the land for a reason. Let us borrow from your creatures their special abilities. Please, my friends, breathe deep the sea air. And he takes like a long breath. And Ada, are you just standing here like, "I can't"?
Yeah, there's like a pause and then just like a rattling noise. It's like,
Yeah. Right, so you're simulating breathing. And both of the pirates have their hats off and they're holding them at their chests. And 10 minutes of this, 10 minutes of praying to Sylvanas in this long, slow drawl, the heat radiating off of the coast. Yeah, it's not good. And finally, he finishes.
Wait. 1 second. I have to make a wisdom save.
Don't you?
It's
Right.
fine. I'm wise enough not to murder this man.
Okay, so he finishes the prayer, and he says to you, you all feel like a little bit lighter, maybe a little gassy, and he says, go forth with his blessing. And he turns to you, 8, and he says, I understand you are in need of some additional blessing of Sylvanas.
I would certainly appreciate being able to see in the dark.
And he nods, and he says, Sylvanas can grant you that power. He can allow your eyes to see as if the night were day. And he like reaches into his pouch, he takes out some clay, and he like Simbas you with it. And he says a blessing. This one is much shorter, and he says, there you are. I've never blessed someone like you before, but the principles are the same.
That's what I'm given to understand. Healing magic. Also, thank you.
Whether we are made from flesh and bone,
All right,
or
we've
wood
heard
and steel.
enough of it. Let's go.
And he scowls. And he's like, we're still all children of nature.
Yes, sure, whatever.
So you get on the little dinghy, and the crew starts to lower you by winch down inch by inch towards the sea, until the boat lands in the water, which is pretty choppy. You can hear the sound of the gulls crying in the distance, and the three of them looking down at you over the edge of the boat, limned by the red yellow kind of light of the sun off in the distance. They watch when the pirates waves his hook at you as you set off towards the stronghold of the Sahuagin. And we will take our first break there. And when we come back, we will see what awaits in the Sahuagin fortress. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.